two of them will do their best.
Great. Well, we'll tag team this a little bit. First of all, thank you very much. Thank you for being here. Thank you for your coverage, your hard work. I hope you're enjoying the expanded access we've tried to provide. And that's a salute to you on your professionalism and the work that you do and all the things that represent your industry. So we appreciate that. We're excited about a lot of different things. We're obviously very, very excited about the upcoming season, but we're also very, very mindful that we still have significant challenges associated with the pandemic and what that means. And you know, we're masked up inside and all those different aspects there, but fresh off an incredible Olympics. And I really have to salute my partners on campus who did a phenomenal job of allowing those Olympians to train last year and up until the Olympics on campus, which was a big deal for us. So we were really pleased to see 66 Olympians representing 32 countries, 11 gold medals, 5 silver and 5 bronze. So we're thrilled with that. We're very excited about the partnership that we've built with George Kliavkoff. As you know, many of you had an opportunity to engage with him, and to be able to have him come to USC as his first visit was significant. And I'm very pleased to be partnering with him on numerous levels, and to have USC at the front lines with him is a significant piece for us, and we're very, very excited about that. And we're excited about just having students back on campus. You can feel the energy here today. I know you all were here yesterday with the band and our students moving in, convocation today. I think we had almost 15,000 there today. That's exciting for us, and we're just encouraged. We're very encouraged, but yet we're poised about the hurdles that are ahead, and we recognize that many of those are out of our control, but first and foremost, we're going to stick with our strong commitment to our student athletes. As you know, our vision is to be the most student athlete-centered program in the country, and we're going to do everything we can to keep them safe and ensure we do a great job. And I'm thrilled to have Brandon as our football sport administrator who's done so many great things. We're excited and enthusiastic about this upcoming season and the improvements that we've made there, and we're looking forward to a great year. So I'll allow Brandon to provide some opening comments, and we'll take some questions.
We'll take some questions.
Okay.
Outside of COVID, what's been the biggest challenge you guys have faced in your tenure?
Other than COVID, I think that COVID was kind of like that big brown cloud that kind of follows Linus around, you know, right, when you think of that, and it just wouldn't go away. And I think on top of that, it was just trying to do everything we could to address the opening game that we're going to play this year instead of playing Davis and playing San Jose State, and so many different opportunities that came together. But I think that the result of COVID created the biggest frustration for me personally, is not being able to build relationships with people and to be with people and connect. And as you all know, the Zoom world just didn't really provide that. So I think the result of COVID created the challenge of not being able to build relationships with all the people that make an enterprise go. So obviously that's our donors, our boosters, season ticket holders, sponsors, the media, people that are really in our inner circle of the program that's so important, and not being able to really celebrate and enjoy things like an Elite Eight performance in men's basketball, and just being able to really recognize that we're making significant progress, but we're not being able to share that and embrace so many people that help make that go. It's been really the biggest disappointment for me and the biggest hurdle. And so obviously all the aspects of COVID on top of that make it extremely difficult. But the positive part of that, though, is that I don't believe campus and the athletic department have ever been closer. Now, I wasn't here before associated to be able to judge that and give you actual data, but I can tell you, when we have a president that challenges me and challenges her entire leadership team to come out of COVID stronger, rather than go through a lot of the cutbacks and the setbacks that many of our peers went through, that was inspiring to us, and that was a big challenge. And I believe we did that, and I believe we did come out of this first wave of COVID, if you will, stronger. in so many different ways, and I really have to give her a lot of credit for that vision and that ability to help us do that. So it hasn't been all doom and gloom, but the downside of not being able to build relationships and connect with people is extremely frustrating.
Mike, you talked a lot about just building the infrastructure of the football program around Clay. Now that you've done a lot to build that infrastructure over the course of this time you've been athletic director, what are the expectations for Clay heading into this season?
Well, I think first of all, when you think of championship expectations, it requires championship support. And I believe we've made strides associated with that, and Brandon has been a key part of helping envision that along with Clay. So our expectations are what they've always been. We want to be in the Rose Bowl and being a part of that college football playoff. Those are our goals. And you think of where we were before the 19 season. I mean, we were ranked 47, 48, 49, somewhere right in there, and we ended up 28. The following year, we through COVID, we were ranked 17, and we ended up 17, and this year we're ranked 15 to start the season. So we're making progress, and but we recognize that the expectation and the history is for us to get to the CFP, and that's certainly our goal and what we're trying to do.
Mike.
And I know that's what these young men are trying to do.
Mike, there's always constant chatter and speculation about Clay's job status. What gives you the confidence he can help you reach those expectations?
Well, I think I just represented that. I didn't even get into the recruiting progress that we've made, and the way this team has come together with their synergy and their affection for each other. It's impressive, and that's a reflection on our head coach. So I'm very, very proud of the progress that we've made, and I'm looking forward to September 4th and kicking off, and we play every game on a Saturday, and we've got a bye week right when we need it before Notre Dame, just like they do. And we're trying to do everything we can to ensure that we support our coach with championship support, and I think that's really important to us.
What does championship support mean?
I think championship support comes in a lot of ways. I think it's everything that we can control associated with how we take care of the athletes, how we help with resources and recruiting, how we create a game day environment that's special. We just put it in today, the sun deck and the end of the Coliseum where the band will be. It sounds like a silly piece, but we want to create the best fan experience and the best environment we can for our fans to be active participants in helping us be competitive. And I can't wait to see our fans. We've missed them desperately. And you know, between Brandon and I, we've only seen one football game in the Coliseum with fans. And I saw it against UCLA. In 19 at the end of the season. So I think that it's about all the aspects associated with mental health. I think it's physical health. I think it's academics. I think it's admissions. I think it's all those pieces and that entire program that comes together and helps them. I think it's strength and conditioning. I think that it's media relations. I mean, I could go on and on. Social media, all those different pieces that enhance our athletes' brand and our brand. And I think it's important for us to continue to scratch at all those elements that make a big difference.
With regards to that outside noise and the criticism, which you all hear, what's fair, what's unfair, what's something that you see behind the scenes that people may not know, that you want them to know?
Well, obviously, we're committed to winning, and I think that our investments and the things that we've done that we said we'd do, we delivered on, and we're going to continue to do that. So we're going to do everything we can to ensure that we can attract the type of support that can play a significant role in helping us.
Brandon, you work close with Clay all the time, and what do you see from inside the program that gives you confidence about where things are going?
You know, I think over the last year and a half, we've systematically looked at every aspect of the program, looking for ways that we can enhance it. And I think that as an administrator, my job is really to show up every day and figure out how I can help the program be successful. I literally wake up every day thinking about how I can help those young men in this football program win a championship. And so my job is to really work with him day to day, help make sure that those things are addressed. And as Mike referenced, every aspect of it, from nutrition, we have the best director of player personnel and recruiting in the country in Spencer Harris. We have tripled the size of our recruiting personnel department with which if you look at really the successful programs in college football today, they're organizations. They're really robust organizations, as we continue to have a model that really resembles more of a professional football model in terms of the way that we operate our personnel. Joseph Wood, who's the chief of staff to Clay Helton, is the most brilliant director of operations in college football. We're really lucky that he keeps such a low profile, because we're lucky that he's still here. From Amy Johnson in nutrition, Coach Steiner has made an unbelievable impact. So I have 2 post-it notes on my desk from the first couple meetings that we had with Clay and his staff of all the things that we needed to address, and we're really excited that I think we've checked off almost every single one of those boxes and continue to look at it every single day.
We're starting to see the rise in the NFL of female football coaches, and I'm just curious, how much of a priority is it for you guys to kind of create opportunities like that in college football and specifically at USC?
Well, we've enjoyed the enhancement of our leadership from females in our department and in our program, and we're going to continue to do that. And I think that we have learned a lot from Lindsay Gottlieb, who obviously was on that side associated with the NBA. So we're going to continue to find ways for women to be leaders in our program, and we're excited about that.
Mike, you mentioned George visiting this school as the first man of the Pac-12 tour. What does that sort of tell you about your guys' role in the Pac-12, especially with all the noise about realignment and those things?
Well, first of all, it says a lot that he was just across town with media days 2 days before. But on the other hand, he selected USC and recognized it was important to come together. So I'm excited that I'm in the room with him, associated with all these different opportunities and projects that we're working on, and to be in that arena that is a significant part of the future of intercollegiate athletics. It's just not realignment. Is inspiring to me, and I am thrilled with what he's doing and what he's done from day one, the first time I met him in Las Vegas, and I am extremely encouraged and inspired by George and how he's inspired and lifting up everybody from CEOs to ADs to coaches in our league, and I believe our future's bright.
For Mike and Brandon, what's been your reaction to the way NIL has been deployed, manifested so far?
Well, Brandon's led that whole deal for the university, so I'll let him answer that.
I think it's a really exciting time for student athletes. Every time we have a webinar educational session, we remind our athletes that you are part of the first class in history that's having an opportunity to take advantage of the ability to monetize their name and likeness. I think that there was a lot written and said as far as what it would look like and how it would launch, and certainly we saw some really big headlines, and it's not for me to say, but a lot of our guys have done really well, and if you've noticed some of the agencies that they're aligning with are some of the most reputable agencies in the country. So Mike talks, I think if you polled the athletics program at USC, every single person would know that what we are is student athlete centered, and that's our vision. And so that has really resonated in the culture journey that Mike has led. And for us, this is another opportunity to be student athlete first, and we have a lot of really exciting concepts that we're working on. At the same time, the state of California with the legislation, we've worked very closely with our government relations team, expecting a September 1st start. Obviously, the NCAA kind of at the last minute had some different ideas about the way that they wanted to deploy it at first. So we've got some things in our pipeline and our long-term blueprint that we're excited to roll out, because it's going to be great for our student athletes. And there's an unbelievable committee on this campus that represents not just athletics, but our coaches, faculty members, members of our senior leadership team, obviously our general counsel and trademarks and licensing teams and compliance are very involved in that are thinking really strategically about how we can do what we've talked about all along, which is take this incredible environment that we're in Los Angeles and make it yet another competitive advantage for USC, because at the end of the day, every program has to assess what its inherent advantages are, and this is one for us, and we're excited to be able to leverage that as time passes.
Has it been what you expected so far? Has it surprised you in the way it's come out the first couple months?
I don't think it's been surprising. I mean, I think the reality is what we know is that, just even looking at the NFL level, the top maybe 10% of players are getting endorsement deals, and the guys that are in the NFL represent just even the best couple players that are out here and on every college program. So I don't know that I've been surprised. It's been really interesting to watch some of the data that's come out about how many deals that are being signed and what the average value of those deals are. But it was so new and different that I think that assessing it based on what it's been like in the first 2 months is probably a mistake, and we're going to need years of studying it and sample sizes and data to know how to best leverage it, how to best educate our athletes, and frankly, what types of opportunities can they best take advantage of. We don't know yet if that's autograph signings and appearances, if that's social media. I think I saw a study that 88% of NIL activities so far are social media driven. I think that's probably more convenience than what it's actually going to be long term. But again, it's a wonderful thing that's happened for our student athletes, and whatever we can do to support them within the realm of what's possible and within the guidelines, we're going to be able to do that.
Mike, the assumption among fans and say even national media would be that this is a make or break season for Clay. Is that characterization fair, unfair?
For those that know our program, we recognize the improvement in the program and all the different things that we're doing. Our trajectory is strong, so I don't think that's accurate. We know the championship expectations. We're competitive. That's why we're here, and that's why we continue to make the improvements that we make. But some of those national people maybe just don't understand all the different things that are going on here, and all you have to do is watch these young players and the way this recruiting class is really producing for him and us, and we're encouraged.
Brandon, there was a report about you talking with the NFL team last week. You're here, so that might answer it, but do you expect to be here for the foreseeable future?
Yeah, I wouldn't comment on any reports like that, especially ones that are really of personal or private nature. I think what I would say is that one sign of a healthy and well-respected program is when people are trying to hire your people, and whether that's our administrative staff, our coaches in football, our coaches in other sports. If we're not being talked about, if our staff aren't being recruited, then we're doing it wrong. And in the 20 months that I've been here, all 3 of our coordinators have been approached about opportunities. We've had multiple NFL teams approach our coaching staff members. As you all know, we've added some quality control analyst positions over the last few years. We added 2 last year. One is now a position coach in a Power 5 program, and the other is on an NFL staff. And so when we were recruiting Brian Carrington here, I remember we talked about being QCU. So we take a lot of pride in the fact that when, whether it's administratively or from a coaching perspective, that when people are looking for talented members to add to their team, they look to us. I would say at the same time that Mike and USC have given me an extraordinary opportunity, and it would take something pretty significant for me to want to leave here. We have a lot of work left to do. I'm excited to continue to do my part to make to really it's a personal mission for us to deliver the championship program that Trojan fans have come to expect.
Mike,
one more.
On that note, what's your confidence you can keep Brandon here for a while, given the impact he's made?
So Brandon's a unique talent, and he is connected with partners across campus in a way, if you recall, when I opened up with my initial comments today, in a way that's unprecedented. And I tip my hat to him, but I also tip my hat to the partners across campus who have really embraced us, being new, and all the different things that we're trying to do. And we got a great team of people here at SC, and despite all the challenges and the expectations and all the distractions and the hurdles that we've had to endure over the last 20 months, our future's bright, and we're excited and we're encouraged. But Brandon said it well, we still have work to do. We recognize that, and we're going to continue to do everything we can to ensure that the tradition and the history of this program remains in the forefront of intercollegiate athletics for all sports across the whole spectrum. And again, Brandon's a unique talent and a big part of that, but we also have some wonderful people in the department we've been able to galvanize around a unified culture, a unified vision associated with being the most student-athlete centered program in the country. And that's why I'm excited. And I think that Brandon clearly identified his excitement as well.
Thanks, Mike. Thank you, Brandon.
Okay.